Hello everyone, this is Stephen Balch, your instructor for Legal Environment of Business at Ozarka College. Today what I thought I'd do is give you just a little bit of feedback on the chapters 1 through 4 activities that I finished grading this morning. And then I'm going to tell you what we've got coming up due for chapters 5 through 7 next week. Alright, so the first thing is, like I said, I did finish grading the chapters 1 through 4 activities this morning. Most of you did well on those. I was very pleased. Most of you really put the time and effort in. I really appreciate that, so keep up the good work on that. Most of you did extremely well on the assignment and the discussion. And like I said, just keep up the good work on that. On the chapters 1 through 4 objective test or chapter test, most of you did well on that. There were a few of you that probably should have taken the test more than once to improve your grade. And that's what I want to remind you of too, is most of you only took the test once. Just as a reminder, you can take those chapter tests as many times you want to up until the due date. And keep in mind also that I will be opening up those chapter tests later on in the semester to help you prepare for the midterm and the final exams. So just kind of be aware of that. Let me know if you have any questions at all about that. All right. So that brings us to what we've got coming up due for our next set of activities. So if you go to the activities page right now, we're on week 2 of the semester, right in the middle of week 2. Of course, we just had the chapters 1 through 4 activities due by last night. And you'll notice the next set of activities on the activities page is under week 3, which is next week after the Labor Day holiday. So basically we've got chapters 5 through 7. The assignment, test, and discussion for those chapters are due by Thursday of next week, which is September 5th. Okay? So you've got some time to work on those, but as always, it's good to go ahead and get started as soon as possible on those, especially if you want to have your Labor Day weekend free from coursework. You probably want to go ahead and get started on those next set of activities as soon as possible. All right, so let me tell you a little bit about what we're going to be looking at in chapters 5 through 7. Chapter 5, actually, all the chapters, chapters 5 through 7, and also some of the chapters that we'll work on the next couple of weeks after next week, are going to deal with contracts. All right? Contracts are extremely important in business. And there are a lot of legal ramifications of contracts, legal issues that we need to make sure we understand. Both in the formation of contracts and the maintenance of contracts and how we can get out of contracts if we need to. A lot of things that we need to look at. So in Chapter 5 specifically, you're just going to kind of be introduced to what contracts are and the various types of contracts like sales contracts, employee contracts, service contracts. There are just about every type of activity that a business completes every day is there's some kind of contract that kind of dictates how that activity is going to happen. From, like I said, sales contracts, employment contracts, and so forth. All right? So what we're mostly going to be concerned with in chapters 5 through 7 will be sales contracts. All right? And then we'll look at some of those other contracts a little bit later in the semester. But chapter 5 deals with just the nature and classes of contracts. So we're going to look at what contracts are and the various kind of categories of contracts. For example, there are unilateral contracts, bilateral contracts, and so forth. So you're going to learn about all the different classifications of contracts. All right? And then in Chapter 6, we're going to look at uh, two of the steps in forming a contract, which are the offer and the acceptance. Okay, so we're going to look at what has to happen, what has to be in place in order for something to be considered a valid offer and a legal offer. And then also acceptance, what the legal definition of acceptance of a contract is. Okay, and then in chapter 7, we will look at the capacity to contract. There are certain people that really don't have the capacity to contract, and we'll go over those. Well, there's a whole section on minors and what they can and cannot do as far as contracting, being a part of a contract in a legal sense. Okay, and so that's chapters 5 through 7. So be working on those chapters and let me know if you have any questions at all. Like I said, it'd probably be a good idea to get started on these chapters as soon as possible. And most of you have been really good so far about getting work submitted before the due date. And so just keep that up. And that's really all I have for you for today. So enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the start of college football this week and this weekend. I know I'm looking forward to watching the Razorbacks play tomorrow night and watching some of the other games that are going to be going on this weekend. So enjoy it, and I will talk to you again sometime next week. Thank you.